Hello, and welcome to another Wednesday live from the farm. It's been raining like crazy, taking my lunch break here and doing my Wednesday lunch live. So I'm going to give a few minutes here for everybody to come on in and get joined. Come here, Bowser. Hey, come here. For those that are wondering, come here, buddy. Everybody's always asking for Bowser. Bowser, how's Bowser doing? Hey, look at the people. Look here. Look at the people. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi to the peoples. Hey, whoa. I gotta get back on my comment screen. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi. Oh yes. Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, okay. Hang on, buddy. Hey, hang on. Oh, hang on. Good grief, dude. You're heavy. Oh man. If y'all were wondering, Bowser's super heavy. Oh! Why are you so hey, say hi to everybody. Ooh, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Look here. Hey, look at yourself. You see yourself on the screen? Bowser, you see yourself on the screen? Okay, well, Bowser's doing good. Although I will say, he has this little thing right here on his back left leg. We're not sure what's going on, but he just recently started really carrying his back left leg. So we're keeping an eye on that, taking care of old Bowser. If you can't tell, Bowser's attention is drawn to something else. So hang on, I'm going to put you down, buddy. Allow me, if you will, to introduce you to the newest member of, That's all right. She's going to be fine. The newest member of Fugate Farms. Oh, hello, Miss Pumpkin. This is my little friend Pumpkin, the kitty cat. Hi, Pumpkin. Say hi to everybody. Isn't she a pretty kitty cat? So we found her on Facebook. Somebody had actually found her husband, the people that found it. The guy works air conditioning stuff. Hello, Donna Brown. How are you? Good morning, Chris and Larry Homestead. So the people that found this cat, the guy works heat and air, and he found this kitten like six weeks old behind an air conditioner unit that he was working on. It was basically on the brink of death. And they took it in and rescued it and took it to the vet, got it healthy, got her really doing really well. She's been spayed. She's got all of her shots and everything, and then found out that the girl is actually allergic to cats. And so I had put a post out on Facebook that I was looking for a good cat that was a good mouser cat. And this cat, she's in and out, mostly out, and she loves it that way. She's been in this morning because it's been raining for like 3 days. But she's my friend. She slept on my lap for a little while. I was sitting there doing some work, and she just climbed up in my lap and slept for almost an hour. Oh, you're clawing my arm. So anyway, that's Pumpkin. That's the newest member of Fugate Farms. I'm going to let her down with Bowser. They get along really great, let me tell you. Looks like she wants to go outside now, Kaden. You might go and see if you can let her out. She's been in for a while. So anyway, that's what today's live is going to be about. Today at lunch is just an update. I'm finding that this channel, did she go out? Okay, good. I'm finding that this channel, Digging for Health, hello, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Look, this shirt? Is this the shirt you're talking about? Hey, Ronnie! Anyway, Digging for Health. I'm going to have to go back and watch your video. I didn't even know anything about it. So I apologize. I have been super busy here lately, and kind of, I wouldn't say like not involved at all. You got the black one. That's awesome. I like. Hello, Caden. Thank you for joining in from 10 feet away in the other room. Spring Meadow Farm and Garden. Hello. So I haven't been like gone from YouTube, but I have been so super busy. And those of you that have followed kind of the journey that we're on right now here at the farm, you would know that we are. See, the live stream folks get all the good information. Nobody knows that Pumpkin's here yet. Nobody's met. This was the first time YouTube debut for Pumpkin. So you guys get all the inside scoop, and then the videos as I have time to edit them, which right now is very little. They come out and they'll see all that. So, but yeah, so you guys know we've been working on the fencing. And hello, Life with Blenda and Chuck. I'm guessing that's Chuck because Blenda started her own. Yes, thumbs up, Chris and Larry Homestead. Thank you. Blenda started her own channel, so I'm guessing that's Chuck. Garden to Table with Heather Lynn. Heather, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I was just telling her, if you missed it, you might need to go back. We just introduced Pumpkin, the new farm cat, and I gave a little update on Bowser. But if you've been following along, you know we've been working on the fences here, trying to get things ready to bring the horses out. And we are ready. We are ready for the horses, and now the weather is not cooperating, and just restart your stream. That's on your end, not mine. If anybody is, hey, hello there, Steven. How's it going? Thanks for jumping in. If anybody's having stream problems, just try to restart your stream. Cadence just went black for some reason. Anyway, still working on the fence. She just has to be able to comment and follow the different channels. That's what I thought, Chuck. And actually, that's what I was just telling him, Steven. Sunday night, we finished the fence. So the fence is done. We are ready. We're ready for the horses. We got the water trough out there. Everything's ready to go. And then it started raining. And so I talked to the guy that we're getting the horses from. And again, I know I've told you guys this. One of the horses is 26 and one of them 17. So they're a little bit older horses. And it's just a little bit too much of a risk to put them in a wet trailer in the rain and take the chance going down the road of them slipping and falling and getting injured. So we're going to wait. We were going to do it today. It still rained all morning today. So tomorrow, maybe. It may actually end up being Saturday morning. That may end up being the best day to do it because it'll give us a couple days to dry out. Everything will be pretty much in good shape at that point in time. And I think at this point in time, I've got most of Saturday free. So that may end up being the better day to do it is Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, something like that. So we will be having horses very soon. Dandy and Boss Man, by the way, just in case anybody was wondering. Let me do something here real quick. Sorry, I am not the greatest at this, but here we go. I'm doing what I can. There we go. So anyway, so yes, horses coming within the next couple of days. Hopefully by Saturday at the latest. And then let's see. So I gave you the cat update. Oh, so chicken update. The chickens this time of year, I think this is a difficult time of year with all the rain and the temperature fluctuations and everything. And we do our best to keep everybody safe and all that and keep everybody warm. Thank you, Digging for Health. You have a great day too. And I'm going to go check out that video that you were talking about. I sure do appreciate you sharing that shirt during that video. So we do our best to try to keep our chickens healthy and everything. And some of the young chicks this time of year with the temperature fluctuations, it can be kind of tough for them. And I went out there the other morning. It's been probably close to a week ago now. And one of our little Brahma, I was trying to think, one of the dark Brahma chicks was unfortunately had died at some point in time during the night. It wasn't even a super cold night either, so I don't really know what happened. Chickens are crazy, and there was no other animals in the coop or anything else like that. No other chickens that had gotten nothing. It just was laying on the ground, gone. So never know. Chickens are crazy. They run around in the dark and run into something, break their neck. Who knows? I don't have any idea really what happened to it, but so other than that, chickens are doing great. And I am happy to announce that here on the farm, this is the first year that we've actually started kind of pursuing some income on the farm outside of our day jobs. My wife works full time, I work full time. So we've started selling eggs, and so we got some cartons. We got a little custom made stamp and everything, and we have every single week sold completely out of eggs. Now that's only about 6 dozen eggs a week that we're getting right now, but still, for us, where before we just had eggs on top of eggs, and now we've gone through them pretty quick. We've got a couple of customers that are buying 2 to 4 dozen at a time, and we have one lady that picked up 4 dozen yesterday, and so super excited about that. I'm just giving y'all farm updates, and Tico, if anybody's wondering, is still the same crazy dog. He loves this rain, by the way. I've never seen an animal like a Pyrenees. I've had a couple of them, and he literally sits out there in the rain, drenched to the bone, tail wagging, running back and forth, jumping up and down. Just we're in Oklahoma. He runs back and forth like he just thinks it's the greatest thing ever. And this rain doesn't bother him a bit. I go out there and I'm like, hurry up, get the food done, get back inside, because I'm not trying to stand out here in this rain. And it's not freezing cold outside right now, but it's in the 60s and rain, so that's not fun. So Tico's doing good. Let's see what else. Rowdy, hey, hang on. Hey, Rowdy, I need to design another shirt. That'll be my next update. Rowdy is doing good. Rowdy is as rowdy as ever. He's obnoxious all the time. But I will say this, having Sophie here, he has gotten to where I can walk into his pen and he doesn't even care about me anymore. He does not care about me one bit. I walk in there, I do my thing. He just kind of walks around. He doesn't, there were times when I would go in there and he would stand up. And if you've ever been around goats, you see this thing where they stand up and they do this, like they're getting ready to pop you. It's my best example I can give you. And he doesn't do that anymore. Steven, I moved their enclosure, and then I almost lost my mind because they were both getting out. Rowdy never gets out. So I knew when I moved it and they were both out that something was really wrong. Turns out behind one of the trees that's in this fence line, again, why I got goats, behind one of those trees where I couldn't see it, the fence was almost non-existent. It was an old piece of hog panel that all of the welds had broke. And so the horizontal lines of the hog panel were just bouncing up and down. And so they were all getting out. The dog was getting out. Everybody's getting out. I was able to fix that, took a T-post and just tied all the pieces to the T-post, and they have not gotten out since, which is a good thing. They've only gotten out if I've let them out, and I have let them out a couple times. And then, of course, last but not least, as far as animal updates, if you were wondering, Miss Sophie, I put out a short about her about a week ago. And a week ago, I didn't know if she was going to make it through the next night. Honest to goodness, it was that bad. We were that concerned. If you followed along, when we got Sophie, that she was fairly thin anyway, and we were told, and I wouldn't say that we were told wrong. I just don't think anybody knew, and I don't know how long it had been going on. But bye, Caden. They were having a party. Glad you found it. They were definitely having a party. Sophie was across the street in the neighbor's pasture over there. My neighbors probably think that I'm just crazy. Hey, Steven said, enjoy your summer, Caden. I think he logged out. Oh, yeah, he did log out. He said, see y'all next time. Anyway, Sophie, my neighbors probably think I'm crazy because I'm walking around with a lariat rope. Not because I can rope anything. I'm terrible with a rope, but I know enough with it that I can throw it underhanded and kind of catch the side of them and send them the direction that I want them to go. And there's people driving up and down the road. It seems like it never fails. Nobody will drive down this road for 10 hours. And I walk out there with a rope in a pair of mud boots and a T-shirt, and somebody's going to drive by and wonder what in the world I'm doing with my rope out there. But so no, they are not getting out. But so Sophie, a week ago, when we got her, she was thin, and I had been really trying to put weight on her. And I'm telling you guys, I could not get her to put on any weight. She would improve. She looked a little bit better, but I could not get any weight on her. And I want to say it was a week ago Monday that, matter of fact, Brad, the guy I got my goats from, just asked me for an update on Sophie. I'll respond to that here in a little bit. So it was a week ago Monday, so a week and a half ago now. Caden called me, and I told him that would be a viral video, Josh. Boots, T-shirt, rope, and I'm telling you, that's pretty much exactly what the video would be. Me walking around in mud boots with shorts and a T-shirt, chasing a goat down the road, and about to lose everything. I have a saying that I use around here called "I'm about to lose my Jesus," and that's about how I felt. There was one night we got home. Rowdy was laying on the porch. Sophie was in the pen. Hang on. I got to finish my story. I'm so bad about this. Anyway, Caden calls me while he's feeding. And he says, Dad, I just went out and fed, and Sophie's not getting up. She didn't come to the food bowl. She didn't do anything. So I called Brad, the guy I got both of my goats from. And I'm like, Brad, here's what's going on. He said, you got to get home now. He said, you got to get her to the vet immediately or you're going to lose her. And so I take her to the vet. I did. I left. I had to go home. I had to take care of everything and got her to the vet. Emergency vet visit just showed up. And I'm like, listen, I got a goat in the back of my truck. Caden had to ride in the back of the truck and hold the goat because I didn't have a pen to put her in. He said he was terrified. I think he kind of had fun. I think Sophie was a little terrified. She was hollering a lot. I thought she was just going to lay down in the bed of the truck, and I set her in the bed of the truck, and she got up and all of a sudden had some life in her and took off running. So we get to the vet. He takes a stool sample on her, and come to find out she had coccidiosis and three various strains of worms. And so he gave her, I think it was 6 different injections. I know one of them was like a vitamin injection, and one of them was a antibiotic, and then there were some other like parasite type injections, and he gave her some oral stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I spent more at the vet than I spent on the goat. And some people would be like, well, that's not, that's not worth it. That's not whatever. But she was doing okay until the incident with the garage that most of you guys know about, where I tried to stop her from getting in the garage. And for all intents and purposes, I can't really call it anything but other than what it was. I kicked at her to stop her, and she swung her head around. Basically, I kicked her in the face and didn't mean to, but she kind of went down a little bit after that, and I was getting worried. And I said, you know what? I owe it to her to at least do whatever I can because I kind of felt like I put her in that position. According to the vet, that's not the case. He said, this has nothing to do with any of that. He said, I'm telling you right now, it has nothing to do with it. He said, she's been fighting this. He said, she's skinny enough that she's been fighting this for a long time. In fact, his exact words were, she's a gutted out snowball. That's what he said. So he gave her all these shots. We did a 5-day run of Panicure, I think, and then a 3-day run of something else that was like a horse something that he said goat parasites hadn't seen. And I'm happy to say that as of today, I can't see her ribs anymore, which is a really good sign. She's eating like crazy. When I was chasing her with the mud boots and the shorts on, that was after she had been down and was not doing very well. So to go back to the viral video, Stephen, we came home. It was dark. It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I noticed Rowdy. Well, I'd noticed Rowdy's out of the pen. And Michelle says he's probably on the porch. I'm like, well, he's never been on the porch. She's like, he's always on the porch. If he's out, he's on the porch. Sure enough, we pull in the driveway and he's laying up against the house on the porch. And I'm like, well, this shouldn't be bad because Rowdy lets me walk right up to him. I just grab a horn and we'll just walk right back over there and put him up. So, yeah. So it is a great recovery, Stephen. She's really, she's 180-degree turnaround. So I walk over to Rowdy and I go to reach down, and I'm within a foot or two to where I'm getting ready to reach down, and this joker jumps up like he's running the Kentucky Derby, and he takes off. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all. So I go inside. I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to sit here and chase this goat around. I go inside. I get the rope. I go back outside. Spotlight in one hand. If you've ever thrown Good afternoon, Rebecca. If you've ever thrown a lariat rope, you know that it's a two-handed operation. You got one hand that's holding your loops, and you got one hand that you're swinging. Well, I'm holding I'm holding a spotlight in this hand and my spare loops, and I'm trying to throw this because at this point with Rowdy, it's dark and everything. I'm not trying to guide him back. I'm trying to rope him, and I have roped him before. He don't like it, but it can be one of the fastest ways to get him if I'm successful in my roping. Needless to say, I was not. So then I just decided I was going to try to hurt him back. After about 10 minutes of trying to actually rope him and hold a spotlight and everything else, I set the spotlight down. My wife comes out. She's like, "What can I do?" And I'm like, "Just go inside and get Caden and bring him back out," because Michelle was already mad at the goats. And I'm like, "You come out here, you're just going to be that much more mad. So just let me deal with it, but get Caden out here to help me." So I get Caden out there. He opens up the gate to let Rowdy in. So I'm like, "I'm going to run him towards you. Just let him in the gate." Well, when he opens up the gate, Tico and Sophie take off. Now it's dark. And Tico, being the fact that he's a Pyrenees and like this is his thing, it's nighttime. I'm going to run the fences. That joker took off. And he didn't stop running. He didn't leave the yard, but he's running the fence line. And then he'd come running back at me. If any of you guys have ever watched Adler Farms, and you've seen his dog that comes running at him and then turns and goes at the last second, this is what Tico was doing. He'd run the fence, and then he'd come running right at me, and I thought, he's going to take me out. And he didn't. He just had the zoomies because he got out. Well, now Sophie and Rowdy, who both always let me walk right up to them, like it's a party. Like you said, Stephen, they're having a party. They're running all over the yard. I'm literally at this point now, I'm about to lose my Jesus, okay? I'm going, if you guys don't get back in this pen, I said, I'm getting rid of both of you. I said, I'm done with goats. I'm not having goats no more. Y'all can all go. I said, if I had a gun on me right now, you'd be lucky if you was alive. This is how mad I was. I wasn't going to shoot the ghost. Don't get me wrong. I know you're not supposed to say that on YouTube, but whatever. I was so frustrated. It's late at night. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a church night. Was it a church night? I think it was Sunday night, and we had just came home from some friend's house, I think. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I was so frustrated. It took me 30 to 40 minutes to finally get them in there. And wouldn't you know that the only way to get them in there was as simple as just go get some food and put it in a bucket and leave them alone and let them go back on their own. And I know that seems real logical. But in the moment, I thought, well, I'll just go get him real quick. He's fine. It's no big deal. Rowdy lets me walk right up to him and catch him. I really wish in those moments that I would video, but I didn't. I didn't video any of it. It probably would have been hilarious to everybody else. I was not finding it hilarious at all. But you guys probably would have. But I don't guess Michelle's on the live today. She's texting me, want to know why I'm not responding to her text messages. I'm like, I'm in the live. So I guess she decided not to join us today. And if she is, she's probably hiding out in the background and not telling anybody that she's on here because she does that all the time. So anyway, what else? Oh, so part of the deal with the fence, as you guys know, Shame. I agree, Stephen. She needs to get in here and be like, doesn't the Bible say something about if you want to have friends, you should show yourself friendly? Isn't that what it says? Something like that. So some of you may know that in order to get the fencing up and going, we had that corral, that old pipe corral that was in the way out there. Again, why did I not video this? I really should have videoed this, but so she is on here because she knows what shirt I have on. Just ratted her out to all you guys, I guess. So anyway, to get the fence finished, we had to get rid of that corral. So I asked a friend of mine. Actually, it's a friend of mine's dad. And I said, "Man, I need somebody that hauls off like scrap metal and stuff." He's like, "Oh, that's not true, Michelle. I told you I was doing my live today at like 9 o'clock this morning. I told you, can't say I don't include you in anything." And we come on here be lying to people now. So he's like, you know what? I got just the guy. He says, you need to call this guy. And he gives me his phone number. So I get on the phone with the guy. I'm like, I got horses coming. I got to get this steel out of here. He's like, I want it. I'll take every bit of it. I said, sweet. This guy comes out. Feel like I say I should have videoed that multiple. See, our new land. I didn't even know you were on here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, this right here, what I'm about to tell y'all, was I wish I would have videoed it. I was kind of tied up, but I wish I would have even just had Caden come video. So this guy comes out on Friday night. He doesn't get here until 6:30-ish, 7. By 8:30, it's dark, right? So he shows up with a Dodge Ram, like 2500 pickup, 3/4 ton truck, and an 18-foot flatbed, just like your standard like car hauler type trailer, just a flat, no dovetail, no nothing. It was not a big trailer. It's an 18-foot trailer. I'm not kidding you when I say this was a corral that was big enough to probably hold, if the fences were tall enough, would probably hold 20 head of cattle easily in this little box and chute corral system. Now they'd be tight, but that's how you want them in a corral. But there's a lot of steel, plus a squeeze chute, an old squeeze chute, but plus a squeeze chute. So this guy comes out, and I'm like, okay, he must be planning on making multiple trips. So I'm talking to him, and he's got his cutting torch, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start cutting, and we'll just start stacking and see what we can do. I said, yeah, I guess, if we need to, we'll, do another trip tomorrow or something like that. He's like, nope, no, I'm getting every bit of it. I'm like, every bit of it. He's like, yeah, we'll get it all. We'll get it all. Don't worry about it. Y'all, seriously, I'm on this. So I had borrowed, and you'll see it in some of the videos of the fencing because I still had it out here, but I had borrowed a telehandler from a friend, and which was very fortunate because I could boom out and lift up and stack and do all that stuff. So I'm lifting all this steel and I'm setting it on this trailer for him. He got there, like I said, about 6:30, and he started cutting, and he ran that cutting torch all the way up until 11 o'clock at night. When we got done, the last thing we set on there was a feeding corral that he had cut down, and it was about 16 foot long. It was almost as long as the entire trailer. He had cut the pieces out, and we set it down on top of there. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say the top of that corral was 12 to 13 feet up in the air. If it was metal out in that pasture, unless it was a nail and he didn't know it was there, this dude took every last piece of metal. I said, how much metal you think you got on that trailer? How much you think you got weight-wise? He's like, oh, I don't know, probably at least about 3,500, 4,000 pounds. Now, when you're talking about just like 2.5-inch oil field pipe, that is a bunch of steel that's piled up. We strapped it down on there. We gave it the official smack, and then said that ain't going nowhere. Which all of you men know that. I mean, that's required. If you strap something down, you have to slap it and say that's not going anywhere. So it had to have made it all the way to the scrapyard. I don't know, because when he left, I've never talked to him again. But he did say that if anything fell off, he wasn't looking. It was dark. He said, I'm just going to drive all the way. So anyway, so much has happened in the last like 2 weeks, and we've just been so busy. So I apologize that I haven't posted more videos or anything, but I have been trying to keep up with this Wednesday live. Now that's going to change on the Wednesday live. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's definitely required. See, Steven knows what I'm talking about. Next week, Mrs. Fugate is not going to be real happy, but she already knows. But I'm leaving town again next week. Another work trip for the same customer, different pipeline, different deal. So going to be gone again like I was in February. It's a little bit different. It's not as long as far as each trip, but we're making a couple of different trips. So we'll see how it works out. So anyway, and I have to fly out on Wednesday. Tuesday I have to go to Arkansas. Wednesday I fly to Houston. And then I'll be gone, and I'll be traveling on Wednesday. So we just have to figure it out. It's not a big deal. I'll figure out a way to make it all work. But so that is the schedule that's coming. And unfortunately. I thought I was done with the travel, but I guess I'm not. So a little bit of travel into June. It'll run from basically 1st of June into the, I think I fly home on the 2nd of July for the final time home. I'll be back and forth a couple times. But anyway, so yeah, that'll mess with my Wednesday lives a little bit, but we'll make it work. And Michelle can see, that's what I'm talking about. Here's the problem, Stephen. If Michelle did the live, she would have to do it from the cemetery. And I'm trying to think of a good cemetery joke right now, but I don't have one. That would be awesome if Michelle would do the live, though. I would love that. And I'm waiting for her to either comment or text me right now and be like, ain't no way. That's just not really her thing, but that would be awesome if she would do it. So what else? What else is going on around here? It looks like the sun's starting to come out and the rain is quitting. Finally. I bet we've probably got, if you saw my short a couple of weeks ago when we had the rain the last time and I did the snapping turtle and all that stuff. What is that? I see a camera. I can't tell what those emojis all are. Anyway, if you saw my trophy, okay. So if you saw my live or my short with the snapping turtle and the rain and all that, the road is every bit as flooded as that and more again because it has just rained. I would venture to guess we've gotten anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain in the past 2 days. It's just been nonstop rain. I'm not complaining because in about a month it'll be hot and dry and we won't have any rain and all that. So I'm thankful of it. Trying to think of what else needs an update around here. Garden. Tombstone, selfie, and camera. She can film. There you go. I got you. I thought the second one might have been selfie. I wasn't sure. It looked like an arm holding a camera. Tombstone, selfie, and camera. There you go. See, she can just go hang out amongst the graves and talk with the dead people. I don't think they talk, but some claim that they do. So, just saying. I've not experienced that. Garden. I was going to tell you about the garden. So the garden as it stands today is 2 tomato plants and 2 lettuce plants. And because we've been so busy with everything else, and I don't remember where I heard this, but I told it to Michelle the other day and she's like, that's a real good perspective and way to look at it. Prop the camera up on a tombstone. There you go. But I heard somebody say it and I agree with it, but we said yes to the fence and the horses. And so by saying yes to that, we had to say no to some other things, which in this case was our garden this year. Some may look at that and say that was a bad decision given the current climate in the world that we live in and everything. But we'll weather the storm however we have to. We'll do okay. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. So anyway, that's all the updates that I really have. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you're into any of the home remodel stuff that we're doing, since the fences are done and the horses are getting ready to be here, that means I'm probably going to start back on the flooring. If she could get the dead to talk, y'all would be famous. I know I would watch. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, if she could get the dead to talk, I would watch too. I'd be like, listen, the channel is yours. You can call it whatever you want to, but I'm your number 1 subscriber and number 1 fan. So, so we're probably going to start back on the floor as well as use the time now to prep the garden, building beds and such. And you will be good. See, that's what I'm thinking about doing, Stephen, is throughout the year this year, even though we may not use it, I may build some more. I've got a spot picked out where I really want to do it. And I may do a lot of like the layout stuff this year. And then next year, or even going into the fall, do like a fall garden, get some of the colder plants that can handle the fall and maybe have some stuff set up for that. But got to get the floor done in here and then got to cover up the Lowe's wrap on the end of the house that Michelle loves so much. And then we got to paint the house. There's a never ending list of things to do. Squirrels Magnet Fishing. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Thanks for jumping in and joining. Sure do appreciate it. I don't want to sit here and just drag on and bore everybody. So, I mean, if anybody has anything that they would like to, that they would like to ask, any questions or anything like that, I would definitely be more than happy to answer any questions. If not, then I'm probably going to wrap things up here pretty quickly. I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. I do know that Memorial Day is coming this weekend, and I do hope that everybody understands the point of Memorial Day. Although we do, been doing pretty good. Been busy, a lot of rain and a lot of work out in the pastures. But I know we do a lot of celebrating on Memorial Day with hot dogs and campfires and that kind of stuff. But I would just encourage everybody to remember that this is actually Memorial Day is not even about those currently serving. It's about those who gave their life, gave the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we have in this great country, such as being able to jump on YouTube on your lunch break and record a live video. So in the spirit of like Mike over at MT Homestead, always thank a veteran, and remember that Memorial Day, although it's a great time and a great celebration, that, lake and hot dogs and all that stuff, don't forget what it's really about. There are many, many men and women both who really did give the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. And so father and two uncles to remember. Well, Donna, I do appreciate and thank them for their service, and I know how important that is to you. I have none of my family that I know of died in service. However, I have a long list of family members who were in the service: Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy. My dad was in the Navy. I think I've got family members that have been in all of it, friends that have been in many different. I've been very, very fortunate with the climate that we live in, that I don't personally know anybody who has recently died as a part of any kind of conflict that we've been involved in or anything like that. So very fortunate of that. But I have two friends of mine when we were younger that both went and served over in Iraq and Afghanistan. Fortunately, both of them are home. Both of them are no longer in the service, and so they won't have to go back and serve in that capacity. One of them is actually a police officer here in Tulsa now. So anyway, with all that said, have a happy and safe Memorial Day this weekend. And if you do have an opportunity to honor somebody who gave that ultimate sacrifice, please do that. And I will be looking to put out some fencing update videos here in the next couple of days, and animal updates, the whole deal. I'm going to kind of everything I just told you guys about. I'm going to go around the farm and just do that same update in a video form. So I really do appreciate everybody jumping in, and I will try to get some videos going and keep you guys up to speed on what's going on here on Fugate Farms. And if I'm able to, I will do the Wednesday live next week. Even if I have to shift the time around a little bit, maybe perhaps we can do that. But again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Thanks for subscribing if you're not already. And I will see you guys on the next video or live, whichever one comes out next. See you guys later. Have a great day.